you imagine the distinct opportunity that I have to not only be able to talk about an extremely dear friend, but to be able to talk about an individual has affected an entire institution. We have the opportunity at this very moment to be sitting here in the Hellenic Army Academy. Imagine the tradition, the customs, the courtesies that come along with being part of an institution like this. I can tell you that our very dear friend, Martin Hammer, had a distinct effect on the institution of CIR military competitions. All those customs, courtesies, and traditions that we deal with. Now, I know that many of you do not know Martin Hammer. I completely acknowledge this. But what I ask of you is this. Consider three lenses. The lens is someone who's good at what they do. A lens of someone who cares about people. And then finally, the lens of someone who would help you look off into the future to see who you want to be. Martin Hammer was all of these things. Consider that person a mentor. Consider that certain person your father, maybe a significant other in your relationship. I don't know. We all have these individuals in our lives. Those people, those coaches we can turn to that will take us to the pinnacle of what we want to achieve in our lives. Martin Hammer was and is the rock of this CIOR military competitions organization. He was bold. He was unwavering. He was sensitive. He was structured. He was emotional. He was a leader. He was all of these things. Martin Hammer, Colonel Martin Hammer. We lost Martin this coming September. Next month will be 1 year ago today. And he left behind for us an institution that has regulations, procedures, tactics, all of these things that endure over a long period of time. No, Martin Hammer did not write our permanent regulations, but I'll tell you, his signature is all over our regulations. Martin Hammer cared about each and every one of us. You know, I got the distinct opportunity to attend the United States Army's War College, as well as the United States Navy's War College as well. In those war colleges, we talk about three aspects of strategic leadership: expertise, interpersonal skills, and then finally, vision. The ability to look down the road. Martin Hammer had every single one of them. Expertise, academic expertise, experience in doing the things that you all have done over the course of the past 3 days. You know, in the Naval Special Warfare community, in the SEAL teams, we talk about mental toughness. And there are four basic tenets of mental toughness. That is visualization, goal setting, stress control, as well as self-talk. For the competitors sitting in this room, I know that you visualized every single step of that land obstacle course. The best of us who negotiate these obstacles know exactly how many steps it takes to get to that very first ladder. We know exactly how to ford and negotiate and flow through the espalier. We understand all of these things. Visualization is a way of practicing through this mentally in your mind. Martin Hammer was absolutely an expert in this aspect of mental toughness. Goal setting. My Lord, I witnessed actually yesterday on the range estimation, I witnessed many national teams coming through the range estimation and using a basic tenet for measuring segments, the 100-meter segment that we use, and segmenting those segments together to identify how far the distance was of a particular feature that we asked you to look for. Do you know that Martin Hammer was one of the underlying developers of using these types of segments? Goal setting. That's what goal setting is. Breaking a large problem down into small pieces. Martin Hammer. Stress control. I looked through the faces of those individuals starting at the swimming obstacle course. I could see the stress in wanting to get through at that particular event. The breathing, the meditation that's necessary to focus so hard, yet keep your heart rate up. And finally, in mental toughness, is self-talk. If you were looking for an individual to give you a means of bringing that negativity up in your mind, how is it that you push this breaking point in your lives out? How do you do this? Self-talk is one of those mechanisms. A means of an inner voice to help you through the shit in your life. That military orienteering march had many of you in a very difficult position. An expert. Martin was absolutely an expert. And he institutionalized this expertise. Martin also had a sincere and a tremendous knack for interpersonalization. Do you know that in that technical jury, over the course of the past 4 days, the technical delegate and the technical jury, do you know how much negotiation? Do you know how much discussion? Do you know how much politics? And do you know how challenging it is to want to put on a safe, a fair, and a challenging competition? And to have to be able to stand in front of you all today and to deliver results that some of you may not be too happy with. Martin Hammer, Colonel Martin Hammer, a signatory, if you will, for the CIOR military competition. In terms of interpersonal skills and leadership, a fantastic communicator and a listener. And above all of that, an empath. Putting himself in other people's shoes, making decisions based on that thought. Finally, that strategic leader, that visionary, that focused, future-looking person has to get their arms around, in the use of a team, what does the future look like? We know the basic principles of what we do with CIOR Milcomp. They will stay, they will retain. We will be safe, we will be fair, we will be challenging, and we will grow. We will bring more people to this organization. These are all the things that Martin Hammer stood for. Every single one of them. He was absolutely that individual that stood for all these principles and values that an institution does. Folks, I ask you to think about your coaches in your life, the mentors in your life, and the people that will define who you will be in the future. That's you. But it's the coaching of those kind of people that will institutionalize your success going forward. Colonel Martin Hammer, he will be missed and loved. Thank you for your time.